Hey, hey, welcome to the Carol Register Show. Michelle, you have a poem for us.
Yes, I do, by Maya Angelou. My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style.
Oh, I love that. Listen, let me tell you guys, Dr. Michelle Mras is a powerful voice in transformational leadership and authentic storytelling. She is the CEO of Mras Incorporated. She's built a global platform that elevates personal growth and executive coaching. And she is a survivor of human trafficking and a traumatic brain injury as well, breast cancer, and stroke. So she really transforms adversity into wisdom that inspires leaders worldwide. And she's a multi-time international best-selling author, multi-time, I'm telling you, and has an award-winning TED Talk, or even more, she is a TED Talk, TEDx keynote speaker, I should say. Her talk has actually reached millions. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. And, Michelle, it's wonderful that you are a speaker and communication coach, helping professionals to develop their presence and clarity. She's also a recording artist and creative storyteller, and she really helps us to embrace our own voice, our own story, and create meaningful, lasting impact unapologetically. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Carol.
Uh,
That's beautiful.
well, I so appreciate everything that you're doing. We're the channel here, we talk about unlocking wealth identity. So, in regard to all of the amazing things you do, what does wealth identity mean to you at this stage of your life and work?
Well, in this stage of my life and work, wealth identity is who I am. It's I don't care what anyone else thinks, and I don't care what the world measures up for what's wealthy and what's good and what's appropriate. It's
Yeah.
me. And I've come to that point in my life that my wealth is my health, and it's the way I perceive the world and what I allow to uh, shift my energy. I'm in that state of my life.
Man, that's so powerful. When I think about wealth identity and who we are, it really is about that. But there's even more. Like we sometimes don't even know where to start or where to go. And in regard to using our voices, what is a way that we step into our full identity when we're using our voice?
How to step into your full identity.
Mhm.
You, we kind of lost the signal there for a minute, but what my thought with stepping into that voice is be authentically you. And I find that many people I see in building their careers and working on their businesses and building for more, their stunting part is they got there not being who they are. And so they get to that place and they do, I want more, but this feels icky. This isn't me. Why aren't I growing? It's because you got there faking it till you made it. And now you made it and you're like, I've been faking it. And I want to go back to me. And I think that's why it's so important to be authentically yourself in whatever venture you're in. And to find that voice quickly is key because then you can build from an authentic voice instead of wondering, who am I once you get where you are?
Wow, this is very powerful, especially in light of AI, how we're using AI. People are craving authenticity. And so when you're talking about us finding and using our voice quickly, how does that happen?
By looking at the dark sides that you don't want to look at. And that's the thing that I do as a coach is I help find that storyline that you've been pushing to the back because it's just not pretty and it doesn't seem acceptable by the outside world. It's actually the trigger. It's the flame that sparks the burst of flame in your world. It's acknowledging what has happened in your past
Yeah.
so that you can learn and grow from it. And that is how you find that authentic part of you, is the one that you're hiding from, is that's it.
Wow. Well, that gaining that awareness. And yeah, you're right. I think there's a saying in therapy around trauma in particular, you having gone through what would be definitely considered big T trauma. And so there's little t and big T. And the bigger your T in trauma, the more likely you are to stay hidden. And so, were you hidden at one time by your trauma?
Oh, I was hidden for many, many years. And actually, one of my big T's, my brain injury, is what forced me to face all those other T's. My walls broke down, and I was seeing things, visions, and I was reacting to things that didn't even require reacting to. And what we realized, it's that trauma to my head knocked down all my walls, and it was forcing me to look at the things I said did not exist. And that's how I forced my way into it. And what I realized is it freed me. And
Yeah.
so when I became a coach, I went,
Mhm.
I need to help other people free themselves without getting hit in the head first. And so that's why I share my stories, to help them through, to find that story that they've been hiding from.
Wow, so powerful. And having somebody like you as a guide to help us unlock, what is hidden, what's going on, what do we do with it when we find it? So when you feel pressure or uncertainty, what do you do to reset your nervous system and come back to clarity?
I'm actually a huge meditator. So my mentor, his name is Dr. Paul Sheely. I discovered him when I was a John Maxwell coach, and uh, he helped me learn to calm my mind. And so not only did I learn meditation with him, I've learned things called paralimbals. I'll open up a whole bunch of slews of words, but he taught me how to use methodologies to pull myself from panic mode and realize this is, I'm allowing the outside to affect me. What do I feel? What do I want to choose to allow in? And taking personal responsibility on trauma really saved me. I know a lot of people get upset saying you should not take personal responsibility for the trauma that someone else did. Well, for me, I know me, I had to take some small bit of responsibility for it in some way, shape, or form,
Yeah.
so that I could say, okay, I did that and I won't do that again. I have some control. But when I looked at it as a victim, I had no control, and there was nothing I could put into a block, and stack it. And my way of surviving is I make little building blocks out of the lessons I've learned from my pain. And
Wow.
so I grow from those pains that I have grown by the lessons. But as long as I couldn't take a hold of it and say, okay, what piece of this do I own? It was just the block that was flown out. So I had to take control.
That's so powerful. It's like we don't realize how powerful we are, and we don't realize that, we've always got this beautiful freedom of choice. And you chose, to back your control, take your power. When we're talking about your human trafficking story, take us through what that looked like, because you weren't the human trafficker, you were the one that was human trafficked. And so how can you step out of that feeling like a victim in that kind of a situation into taking back your control?
Do you have an hour? No, it was truly the longest process. I mean, I've gone through a lot of trauma, but that one, from when I was 17, 18, I'm just now getting over that. And so I still see things pop up. I went to a lot of therapy, but I didn't even acknowledge therapy until I was in my 40s. And
Mm.
then I went to therapy. And then my brain injury made it worse. So I had to go to more therapy. And then I
Wow.
started doing a lot more meditations and reliving it, going back and looking at pieces of it. Because when I went through human trafficking, one of the most beautiful things the brain does for you is it pulls you away from the trauma. And so a lot of my experiences, I left my body. It's the only way I can explain it. And I watched,
Disassociation, it's sometimes called, right?
yes, disassociation, because I watched it from a third party doing, oh my gosh. And it was not me. And
Yeah.
it wasn't until later that I went, no wonder my body's acting the way it's acting. It's still
Yeah.
fighting. It was still fighting everybody. And that process of getting through it was talking to many, many calm people who did not get emotionally charged with the story I was telling them, because it's pretty horrific what happened to me. And how am I talking about it right now? Is
Yeah.
I had to own the fact that I was a single woman living in an apartment. Okay. I
Mhm.
know that's not my fault. It's just what I was doing. The only way I could take control of this moment was I opened the door when he told me to.
Mm.
And they're like, how are you knowing? There's no way. How can you blame yourself? I said, I didn't
Yeah.
blame myself.
Yeah.
My control was I opened the door.
Yeah.
Everything in me said don't, and I did it anyways. So that's part of my other things when I speak on stage is when your gut tells you something, do not fight it. Do
Mhm.
not. Because what I did was, oh, you're being silly. And
Yeah.
I opened the door, and the guy took me, and I never got away for a year and a half.
Wow.
And so my thought was, that's how I'm going to take ownership. It's the only thing I could. Everything else was disassociation. But that moment, I had a choice to let him scream at the other side of the door or let him in and make him shut up.
Mhm.
I opened the door so he'd shut up, and it changed my life forever.
Wow.
Choice.
Choices. And, you know, you touch on something that's so incredible, our ability to trust ourselves. And, that now you've evolved. What book have you gone the most in depth on this story in?
Yeah. I haven't.
Okay, okay. All right. Honest.
well, well,
Yeah,
I I honestly don't want to traumatize other people with this story. I want to control how it comes out, because if you read just a piece of it, you're and I'll traumatize someone. So
yeah,
I let it out in little pieces. And if I ever tell it, I tell it to someone face to face so I can gauge their energy and how they're
yeah.
reacting to certain things, so I can pull some things out and still tell them the story without hurting them. So no, I have not shared this story fully because it's too much for most people.
That makes total sense. And it though would definitely speak to those who have also been through it. And maybe, like you were saying, those small blocks, a small block of story and a small block of your healing process, because clearly you have done deep, deep work. And, using your voice is so powerful. What would you say to us about trusting ourselves? You just said from the stage you speak, listen to the voice first and foremost. But is there another piece that you would add to that?
That's such a difficult one, because I've had people tell me I don't have that instinct.
Yeah,
Oh, and so that's really hard for me to understand because of the trauma in my past. I've got a heightened ability to watch body language and listen to the intonation of people. It's part of survival for me. So
yeah,
when I tell people, trust your instinct, I said, well, here's the only way I can explain it for someone who says they don't have the instinct is when you're walking down the street and it's a dark night and someone says, hey, from a dark alley, just like in any horror movie, and
yeah,
you tell them, don't go down the dark alley.
yes,
But they're walking down the street and someone says, hey, and it's a bright sunny day. And you're like, oh, that doesn't scare me at all. I said,
yeah.
that's what instinct is like, but it happens in a millisecond.
Mhm.
Whenever you do, I don't know about that.
Mhm.
That's the thing that says no. That is your gut instinct. But to you, you think it's a logical thing doing, I don't really want to do it. It's your gut saying no.
Yeah.
So that's what I say. It's
So
the only way I can explain gut instinct to someone who says they don't have it.
it's super powerful. And to those of you who say you don't have it, there are some amazing exercises that can be a super tiny baby step. One is starting to have an awareness that we're spiritual beings in physical bodies. And I invite you to walk, down the street in a safe, well-lit public area in your local superstore, depending on where you are in the world. Here in the States, it would probably be like a Target or a Walmart. And start to think really good and positive thoughts about the person that's beside you or in front of you, and notice how many times they turn to look at you. I've had clients say that, 9 times out of 10, somebody will turn and just look. So the point of the exercise is just to break open in a very small, very safe, secure way as you feel capable, that you can start to build your observation. And from your observation, then you can start to build an understanding of who you are and what you can trust about yourself. No, I love this work, and I love that it's an ongoing journey that you mentioned, and that there are things we can do to start to train ourselves. Do you use any exercises or things? I know you speak on stage a lot, um, to inspire us to move forward in learning how to trust ourselves.
Yes. Well, actually, when you said that exercise about going into a store, I tell my clients to any networking meeting, I want you to put a song in your head, a really happy song, just this joyful one that lights you up from the inside, and walk into the networking meeting. Watch how many people come to introduce themselves to you. I said, and then I want you to change the song and see how many people come to you. And then you can make it different songs, and you'll feel your energy shift, and you'll see who comes to you for that energy draw. I said, and the more you practice it, the faster you're at doing it. And so when I go into networking meetings, I usually have this really peppy, great song, and people come to me. But if I put in like the Jaws theme, everyone just kind of hides from me. It's really hilarious. And so
I
it's a
love
great
that.
way. It's a great way to
Yeah,
practice the energy you exude out, and how it will draw people or repel people. It's all
yeah. And
amazing.
it's spiritual, it's energetic, and we see that on the quantum side as well as on the spiritual side. And and I love that exercise. I'm definitely gonna go
It's
and
so fun to do. I tell you, it really is fun.
yeah, that's the one walking in the store too, even in the grocery store, like, thinking about the person in front of me. Wow, you look great today. You are a valuable, beautiful human being, just saying those kind things. And, sometimes they'll look with out of the corner of their eye or whatever, so that these exercises are so great in helping us learn how to trust ourselves. I grew up with good girl syndrome and very much perfectionism. And so, don't mess up, respond to your authorities, and open the door because somebody's asking you, right?
Mhm, mhm.
Not being able to take that moment back and go, no, trust yourself. This is not right, not happening. And what a powerful way you've reframed what happened for our benefit, for our lesson, to help us know that there are things that we can do, tools we can use to be able to really step into our truth and step into continuing to build this beautiful life that we're meant to have.
Yes.
So, when it comes to your understanding of abundance, how's abundance shaped the way you lead, create, and serve?
It's everything I do. Uh, and I don't even know how to put it in the words because I am, but it's that full of gratitude. I wake up just grateful that my eyes opened. I'm grateful that I'm breathing. I'm grateful that I can put my feet on the ground and feel my feet there. I mean, I feel gratefulness for every millisecond of my life, and that in my world is abundance. I am the wealthiest woman in the world because I'm so thankful for everything,
Mhm.
everything. And I mean, and the good and the bad, actually, because I've learned so much from the bad that has happened in my the bad. I have to put it in quotes to
Yeah,
get this all in perspective at the time, right?
right.
And I I live abundantly in everything I do because I see the good in people, and I love everything about my life, and that I have a life.
Yeah. Gratitude is so powerful. From on the neuroscience side of things, gratitude builds a virtual wall. It literally changes the structure and function of our brains in a very positive, powerful way, high vibe energy, where we can really understand and learn from these lessons and lean into you being the most wealthy woman in the world, right? Through the abundance that you have. So you're so speaking my language, and I'm like I get excited just hearing from you and talking to you. So when you talk about us having our own voices and learning how to step into that and use our voices, where does abundance play in that? Like when you're on a stage, like what if you're shy? What if you're scared? What if you're shaky or panicked and you just don't feel like anybody's going to listen to you? What do you do to really authentically be able to speak?
Well, if you're scared to share your own story, my thing is it's okay. You're scared not because you're scared because it means so much to you. You don't want to ruin it,
Yeah.
which is good. Okay. It means you care. And so my thing is if you're out there and you're shaking, you're like, let them know, wow, this is such a moment for me to share. I don't even know how to share it with you right now. Let me take a breath
Yeah.
and then share it. You see, I don't believe anything in our lives happen just to happen. They are not happenstance. It all happens for some crazy reason. It may not happen for 20 years. It may happen after we're dead. Whatever it is, it's a reason. It's some domino that's happening in our quantum dominoes, right? And so my thought is, if you experienced it and you learned something from it, there is one person, just think of that one person who is just waiting for you and the way you share it and the way you saw it to save them from whatever it is that you went through. And like with me, I truly believe I survived my human trafficking because I used to watch all those the police, you know, back when in the 60s 70s they used to do, oh, be aware, blah 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 blah, and they
Yeah.
would give these awareness commercials that we used to have. I used to watch them, and I remember picking up flyers at places, and they do, oh, if this ever happens to you, do this. Oh, if someone's grabbing your purse, let them take it, you know, those kind of things. And
Yeah.
so when it happened to me, my brain went back to all those little PSAs, you know, and I'm like, okay, service announcement, don't fight. Okay, don't fight. Drop all weight. Okay, dropped all weight. I mean, I did everything, but I'm only 5 foot. So they just took me. But I still didn't
5 foot,
make
but
it.
incredibly mighty.
Yeah, I didn't make it easy for them, you know? And
Yeah.
so I didn't, and I made all the noise possible until they stopped me. So it was, I used those PSAs. And so I told the police when I spoke at one of the sexual assault conferences, and I told them,
Yeah.
and they're like, we're sorry, we failed you. I said, you didn't fail me. I'm alive because I remember all the pamphlets and all the little PSAs you used to have out. Where did all those go? I said, because someone like me, I wouldn't have went to a class, but I'm a reader. So I was always picking up on stuff. And
Yeah.
because I read, I learned.
Wow.
And back to what we were starting with.
Mhm.
If you want, if you've experienced something and you feel compelled to share it on stage, I believe that's the universe telling you to do it.
Yeah.
And if that's what the universe wants you to do, and you can at least get through your fear, and my thing was, if it probably scares you in a butterfly way, it's what you're supposed to do.
Mhm.
It's so go do it. And I believe that however it comes out, it's the way it's supposed to come out. And you will reach the one person in that audience that was meant to hear you. And then your job is done. If you need more and there are more people come and you feel the confidence to do it, then do it.
Yeah.
That's what happened with me. I was afraid.
Yeah.
I went on stage with a 16-second memory and I thought, I'm not going to make any sense. I have a 16-second memory. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it anyways because someone needs to hear me say this. And then the next thing I knew, I was an international speaker speaking all over the place. And now the fear is not fear. Now it's the excitement of what do I share next?
Yeah.
It's a gift that I keep getting back from giving my gift.
Wow. Wow. Oh, you know, you're speaking to me right now for sure because it took me some time to to be able to publicly talk about my brother's death and suicide and that we all matter. And I shared that from a stage. And you're exactly right. I knew in the instant that that was happening, I hadn't planned it. And I said to the person who had invited me to be on their stage, "It's okay if I talk about this." And they said yes. And I heard from several people afterwards how it spoke to them, but I knew even if there was one person that was feeling like giving up, that that was the purpose of that message. So, what you're sharing about us trusting that it's meant to be heard, it's meant to be told, is something that is so incredibly important because you don't know how much this is going out and changing everything around us. Yes, affecting one person, but everything has a ripple effect.
Yeah.
Everything.
Quantum entanglement.
Quantum entanglement and that skipping the stone on the pond, the ripples go out and we don't know all the ways. We don't see that, right? But we can trust through the things that we can see that it's happening. So this is something that is so powerful and so important again. And I like to say that a lot. I realize I say it a lot, but a part of the reason, though, Michelle, that I say it a lot is because I did not feel empowered and I did not know the God-given power that we have that we can step into to say to that mountain, go jump into the sea, right?
Mhm.
So
It's
when
a beautiful thing.
it is a beautiful thing, and how many books is it that you have?
It sounds crazy when I say it out loud. I have about 40.
It is. It's incredible. So, what an inspiration, right? You have, all of these things from the human trafficking to the traumatic brain injury to the breast cancer to uh, enough, full stop. Michelle's using her voice and then being able to take a 16-second memory, speak on stages all over the world, and write books. Clearly, you're doing all kinds of inner work, right?
I'm
About who
working.
you are and how you operate in the world.
Well, and I believe everyone should do that inner work because I see chaos in the world. And
Yeah,
my thought is if each of us owned who we are and how we react to things, just think of how our energy,
yeah,
just me and then all the people around me, then all those people that who are also calm and thinking, and it just quadruples, it goes across. It's that quantum entanglement, you and I meeting, and you calming me down from whatever I'm going through. And we spread it this way. It's one person at a time if it has to be, but energetically, we're all tied. I mean, we all experience it. Even if you say you don't have intuition, when you love somebody, you can feel when something is off.
yeah, yeah,
You can feel it. It's that just exponential. And
yeah.
so my thought is, yes, I share a lot. Yes, I do a lot of inner work, but I do it not just for me. I do it for everyone that is near me.
Mhm.
I've been told billions of times basically that I'm the calm in the storm. And sometimes they just go to my podcast or go listen to me on a video somewhere just to calm down. My voice calms them down. And now that I sing, people are like, "Oh, you have an album." I have your album because it helps me calm down. I had a woman commission me to just read her meditations.
I love that. I love
Yeah. She called me and said, I have a list of things and my my affirmations in the morning. It's just, can you just read them? And so I recorded them for her. And she said, thank you. Sometimes I just need to hear your voice calm me down. Now, when you have that kind of a power with a voice, it's like, okay, I will share this and I will share this energy and I will keep it in love.
Mhm. Yeah. Yes, and an album. That's right. And you're on this journey of furthering your music too, which I think is like so inspiring, so inspiring. A- And everything that we are talking about here, um, there's even more. There's so much more to this journey, hence 40 books, hence the speaking that you do, hence the music and the meditations and the inner work that you do. What is one small shift that we can make today that's going to strengthen not only our wealth identity, but really open us up more to full abundance and just one small thing that we can do.
For each of us, it's different.
Mm.
So with me, my very first step of trusting what could be, what my brain could handle. When I started this journey, I was close to 400 pounds. Okay.
Yeah.
And when I woke up from my coma, I was much heavier than I went into the coma. But one of the things
Because
I
you had been
decided,
a weightlifter. Sorry to interject, but
yes,
one of the
yeah,
other things you had done.
the cook, the baker, the candlestick stick maker. Yeah, I did a lot of things. And so what I did when I said, okay, my mind is stronger than I think it is. That's what I was told. So let's test it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take out sugar from my coffee. It was that simple. Now, for those of us, many of us, we are so habitual in what we do. By taking something that simple out of your routine, it throws you off. And you're like, oh my gosh, this coffee doesn't taste right. Oh, I didn't drink my coffee. So that's why I'm so tired. I mean, it just chain reacts. And what I realized by taking the sugar out of my coffee, my body reacted to it.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not going to get the sugar back for a while. And then the next day, I took out the creamer. And it was like, okay, well, I'm going to have to do this because if I'm going to really want to have my coffee. And so what I did is I slowly took things out. And what I ended up doing was taking coffee out completely and realizing I didn't even need it. But I
Mhm.
replaced it with going to the gym instead. And so I was adding positive things to do in my life that would help lengthen my life at the same time as I was taking away things that I thought was not serving me well.
Wow.
And so I had this list on my mirror in green and red. One was taking these things out in red and adding these things in green. And my mirror was full. And what I did was I added, okay, everything I added, I kept. Everything I subtracted, I kept subtracting. So no more
Mhm.
sugar, no more creamer, no more coffee. Boom, gone. Okay, now I have no more chemicals in my food, more than three. And then I went to two chemicals, then no chemicals. Then I went, I mean, I just kept taking things out. And what happened was I physically changed, but I got mentally clear. And
Mhm.
as I started adding meditation and finding who I am and deciding, okay, I'm going to do 2 days of, yoga just to clear my mind. I was doing everything.
Yeah.
I found the real me.
Mhm.
And so when I tell people, go out there and be the best version of you unapologetically, it's different for every one of us. So, what's that one small thing you can take out of your world? Something you think is so minute, I can get rid of it anytime. Do it.
Wow.
And when you can't, when you're having difficulty, you realize how addicted we are to our habits. So, find one little thing anything you want and take it out. And
Mhm.
once your brain realizes that I can do this, it'll let you do more. And so you keep pushing it, and your mind will allow you to do more and more. Next thing I knew, I dropped 245 pounds. I'm speaking all over the world. My 16-second memory, I think it's still a 16-second memory, but I can retrieve older memories fast. So, what I'm good at, I'm really good at. What I'm not so good at, it's okay. I'll let it go. And
Mhm.
you'll find the same thing with you.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time and your energy and being here and sharing with us these things. Where can we get a hold of you? Where can we buy your books?
My website, it's my name, michellemras.com.
Is it
MR.
so not the doctor in front, just
No,
Michelle
I
Mras?
didn't get my doctorate till 4 years ago.
Okay.
I
Okay.
got it to prove to myself. I have to tell you this story. I was working on my doctorate when I got hit by the car. And when I got hit by the car, I couldn't remember anything anymore. I couldn't go back to my doctoral program. And so I just got my doctorate 4 years ago.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you for sharing that too. So, michellemorass.com. And are your books on Amazon as
Yeah,
well?
all the
And
books are on Amazon. And then
okay,
I've got my top five were just my name are on them. I'm the main on my website. And then actually my album is on there too. So on
okay.
my
Oh, thank you, Michelle. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for sharing your light and your wisdom and giving us hope and possibility in our lives and opportunity.
Oh, thank you for having me and allowing me to share what I've learned.